What's going on, guys? It's your boy Kage, and it's been a minute, not gonna lie. Been a lot happening, as you can see. New office, new game area. Omit the box, I'm still moving in, but I was able to unpack some of my stuff, so we're gonna go ahead and do a short video today. Well, not really short, but you know what I mean. I'm gonna go ahead and talk about this new ban list, bro. This was a banger. This is a good ban list. It shows Bandai cares. So we're gonna go ahead and look at this. This is the restricted announcement for today, and then I think it goes into effect January 5th. So what we're going to be doing is looking at this. This is all the normal yada yada yada. You know, they tell you only have 4 copies or something. However, cards too powerful. You know, we don't allow it, or we put it to 1, and they only ever put stuff to 1. So based on the competitive environment, the following cards will be added to the banned and restricted list from January 5th, 2024. So this is just a heads up notice. Hey guys, don't even bother playing with these or play testing with these, because these are going to be the ones that are going to be at 1. You can play on Project Drazel, which is going to be great either way. But without further ado, let's see what the cards are. These cards will become restricted cards from January 5th, 2024, meaning that they will go to 1 and you can only use 1 copy of. Now, makes sense for some of these, obviously. First one on the list to get chopped is Bukamon. Now, if you know about, I don't even think I put that video out. So I don't think I put the video out for the set review. But the thing is, this card's been out for a minute, and basically what it does is it gives your Digimon jamming if they have less sources than you, and that is really ridiculous, especially if you're playing a source stripping deck. So it was making things such as Jellymon and Gomamon, hell, Blue Flavor's using it to make it really ridiculous for like jamming. It's pretty much, it was an include blue, right? And pretty much any blue deck that does source stripping. Basically, the fulfillment was super easy, especially if, like, let's say you went first. Yeah, let's just say you went first and all you did last turn was play Digimon and, let's say, a Tamer or something like Joe. Tamer of some sort, and you know, you have this setup. So basically what you did this, and then if they played any Digimon in the front, it's getting source stripped first of all by Gomamon's effect, and then you can go in and have a free jamming, which was nuts. You would just set this up to do some absolute nutty stuff. Because this card grants jamming by fulfilling an easy condition, yeah, very easy. It offers great consistency to the other than the blue Digi-Egg cards, which are more specialized for different blue deck playstyles. Which, if you see a lot of the blue stuff, it's really ridiculous. So yeah, had to go. As a result, there is little reason for blue decks to use any other cards other than this one, which was true. Because if you looked at it, everybody was switching into this. Old Force switched into this. Like, yeah, oh, boo-hoo, I have a blue card. I have a lot of the... So, I've seen Old Force using the Royal Knight Old Force, which became really ridiculous at one point. Basically, source stripping, and then you get to spin back for free. You have jamming, which was really dumb. And then, yeah, basically, this obsoleted like several really good Digi-Eggs. So, makes sense to put it on the list. Up next, we have Apocalypse. So Pokemon is going to be from BT 15. These are all the different versions of it, and I'm not going to lie, I was really not looking forward to playing against this. I'm glad they actually fixed this to where the guy got hit to 1. And if you ever played against this deck, it's very frustrating to play against, very irritating to run into on Project Drazel, or, like, you know, people have it proxied out. It's really annoying to have it proxied out. And this is coming next, not next month, February. This is going to be in February, so this was going to be super annoying. So glad they hit this. You can send cards with Dark Master's traits to the trash even once. Basically, you had a whole engine for that. The Garurumon engine basically did that for you, which was nuts in itself. Many times easily for a low cost, depending on the number of copies which are combined, such as the BT13 Craniumon, which is extremely difficult to deal with. Yup. In addition, there is no cost of activating the deck trashing effect, and the number of cards trash at a time is considerable. Yes, it is, making it difficult to deal with decks that cannot utilize the trash, aka anything that wasn't black or purple. It was basically GG's, you lose. Like, you have no game plan against that, which was actually kind of crap, I'm not gonna lie. While following the Japanese meta, it was actually disgusting watching a Pokemon just destroy the meta over there, because of the fact that, like, it was just like, oh man, that's a red deck, huh? Mill. That's a blue deck, huh? Mill. Green deck, huh? Mill. And essentially you did not have a way to combat any of this, especially for them as best of 1. It's kind of gross. Utilize the trash, basically. So this card limits the number of decks that can be used. Yeah, all you pretty much saw was purple and Pokemon, and they don't want that. They don't want that for the game. So you know, you can have one now, which is fair. It's very fair actually. I feel like, you know, they could have outright banned this, but they you know, finally just hit the one secret, made it to one, which is gonna be cool because now you can choose to either you can have the regular art, you can pick up one of these and have the one copy and be happy with it. Up next, the man I was clamoring for to get hit. Now, not this specific one per se. Like, I didn't really care about Gabumon. I cared about Garurumon X. So, but Gabumon is actually really dumb. Let's go ahead and, you know, get into it. In a Garurumon deck, this card offers both high consistency and speed than other cards, which is very true. If you were playtesting the Garurumon deck and you were doing this for EX5 for next month, you already knew that this was one of the broke cards in the thing. Essentially, this Digivolves on top of a Gabumon. You know, it's the next antibody line. So, and it's blue-purple. Stupid. In addition to this card's inherited effect, grant protection makes it difficult for opponents to respond from the beginning of the game. Yes. See, that was a problem with it. The problem was, you know how Gabumon, regular Gabumon X doesn't have an effect, such as Agumon X doesn't have a regular effect, or an inherited effect. But the after versions of them have these effects. Now, Agumon's is nowhere near as good as this guy's. This guy's X antibody effect thing is ridiculous because it's not even an X antibody effect. You don't have to have X antibody on it. What it does is, since you're trashing anyway, you're going to be trashing a bunch of cards. All you got to do is put something that has, I think, Gabumon or Garurumon in its name and back in the bottom of your deck, which is ridiculous because you're playing a mill deck and you're unmilling yourself because you're just speeding up the process. You're drawing cards, adding cards to your hand, and then you're putting them back in the bottom of the deck, so you don't really ever run out, right? And then you have battle protection, which is also ridiculous. So yeah, that was kind of dumb. And then on top of that, this was also one of the decks you could play Bukamon in. So you'd be doing that, and then you can go, oh, X antibody line. Oh, look, I have more than you jamming. So you're not dying to battle from that period. And then if you did happen to die, you just use your X antibody effect. As a result, wait, where am I at? Yeah, it grants protections and makes it difficult for opponents to respond at the beginning of the game, which is true. As a result, there's little reason to use other cards. Yeah, they're really trying to push you guys using older cards, okay? They're really trying to push you guys using older cards, making sure that the game isn't getting power crept per se. They're doing something absolutely correct, and I agree with it wholeheartedly. I really wish they would hit this. I really wish they would go for like 2 ofs instead of like the 1 of copy. It's kind of annoying Bandai does that, but I mean, I understand it. Basically, what this is telling us that like, hey, we still want you to use the older cards. So we're not really power creeping your old stuff. We want you to utilize these cards, but we want you to utilize them to such an effect to where you'll be able to play a deck and enjoy the game in a certain way or a certain light without having to essentially grandpa out some of the old cards. And then basically they're explaining why. Holy crap. I'm sorry. They decided to put it to 1 for that reason, which just makes sense. You know, at the very beginning of the game, you don't want to have to deal with battle protection and crap like that. Now, if this card didn't get hit, I was going to set something on fire in Minecraft. Basically, this card right here, I was like, okay, cool. This is Greymon X, but on drugs. So can we hit it? Because I mean, you hit my Greymon X. I mean, can y'all hit the Garurumon X? Because they have a Garurumon X. It does effects. So you mean to tell me they're going to have 8 Garurumons? But luckily, you know, they hit it. This card right here is absolutely actually busted. And this is part of the Garurumon engine for a Pokemon and Anubismon. And you can run this in so many decks, which made it ridiculous. In its own deck too, which makes it actually ridiculous. This card alone allows altering one's hand to a great degree. I remember when it was at full, when all the Gabumons were at full power, I was running a tester deck of this and literally came across the weird thing where I think in 1 turn I was able to mill like 18 cards draw 18, I think, and it was like mill out 9 or something like that. It was something crazy. Essentially, attack, restand, attack, restand, attack, restand. I'm over here getting cards trash, getting cards trash, getting cards trash, getting cards trash. That I was like, man, this is really, really stupid. This is really dumb. Like, they need to fix this. Basically, what happens is like allowing one's hand to be altering one's hand to a great degree, and it offers great consistency. Then it's reasonable for decks that can use this because you're drawing a card, you're trashing a card, and instead of, you know, oh man, what card do I trash? You play a deck that you trash cards consistently to the point where you essentially, like, this right here is one of the sole reasons why a Pokemon was so broken. A Pokemon was absolutely broken because of this card. The reason being is because of the fact that it was throwing the pieces into the trash for a Pokemon to be cost low, cost low, cost low. And then you can also run this in several other builds of everything else. oh hey, let me go ahead and run this in Anubismon, toss my pieces, put them back. Let me put this in Merva, toss my pieces, get them back. I've not seen people using it in Fenrir, but I think you could probably use it in Fenrir as well. Hell, you can use it in your Gabumon deck, and it still did the same thing. Literally, you're just fulfilling the requirement for your X antibody effect, which was ridiculous. In addition, this card cannot be used only in Gurumon decks, but also decks that utilize the trash, aka everything else. Hell, actually, I believe I saw a very spicy Beezle core, Beezlemami, not Beezlemon. I don't think it runs it, but yeah, Beezlemami deck basically ran that, made this super stupid. As a result, there's little reason to run other cards. I like that. That's the go-to reason. But no, basically, you know, you put 8 copies of Garurumon, or no, like 4 copies of Trash Garurumon, 4 copies of X. And then you run like some, I think it was Purple Garurumon. You run Purple Garurumon and then 4 copies of this, and then you just had an engine, which they're not trying to act like Yu-Gi-Oh! Essentially, which would have been gross because that would have put a sour taste in my mouth that I had to deal with this for like 6 months. Essentially, it's gross. It would have been just absolutely disgusting to have to play against, period. Other than that, I do agree with this 100%. If Greymon is at 1, I believe this should be at 1 too. You know, kind of watering down just a little OP-ness that it is. So from bringing it from tier like 1, tier 0 down to like tier 1.5, which this deck still does super numbers. Don't get it twisted. All right, the deck is still gonna pop off. The deck still pops off. It's gonna pop off, and it's gonna stay popping off. So just keep that in mind. As a result, there's little reason, so because the importance of this card is so great. Yes, this card was literally being ran in everything that was purple over there. So yeah, at 1, good for it. Rest in piss. Anubismon. Yeah, this needed to be hit. I don't know if I know about the combo for that, but literally people were just spamming out Rush for this, so it's kind of gross. This card has a high board retention and control due to its consistency of play, removal effects, which greatly improves consistency and speed of the deck when combined with several other existing cards. Basically, it ran cards, giving itself superpower and bringing cards up with like basically chump block, but I think it was like a once per turn effect or something like that. And then you can control the board with Anubismon for everything that you brought back. You bring back something, you destroy something. You bring back something, you destroy something. So essentially, yeah, I understand why this one is hit to 1. And you know what? I can honestly say I'm looking forward to the next format. EX5 Nationals is going to be pretty cool. I wholeheartedly agree with this list. This list was a good list. Everybody's complaining about the fact they didn't hit Fenrir. Now, if you played Fenrir or you play Fenrir, you know that, yeah, it's a good deck, but it is not all it's cracked up to be. It can get stopped pretty easily by some stuff. Has a hard time dealing with security control and some other stuff. Like it's very combo and piece reliant. So if you don't have the right pieces, you're not seeing that victory, bro. Just saying. But yeah, anyways, that is the video for today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and yeah, I guess I'll be catching y'all on the next one. I promise y'all 2024 is going to be way better. I will be making way more videos and all that, and yeah, we got some stuff down the pipeline and some more deck profiles and all that, so just stay tuned for that, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.